Alright, so Dawn of the New World is another game created for the 10th anniversary of the Tales series, and as an anniversary special, it really just sucks. As a game as a whole, it sucks, really. The plot of Dawn of the New World is nothing all that special. It's pretty generic of JRPGs these days, and whiny little boy gets powers, goes off on an epic journey, becomes a great hero, saves the world. And a lot of things that should have been plot twists weren't all that surprising from a combination of factors. Some of it stems out of the fact that if you'd played the last game, you know the characters would never do that sort of thing. So, that kind of ruins the whole Lloyd Blood Purge mystery thing, because right off the bat, there's no plausible reason they could ever come up with to make Lloyd do that. And other plot twists, such as the revelation that Emil is Ratatosk, are pretty damn obvious from the very beginning. In fact, about the only twist that was even slightly surprising was the revelation that Emil is a summoned spirit, because Richter is convinced Ratatosk is a demon lord, and Marta and Tenebrae insist that Ratatosk is just the guardian of the old world tree, and now that that's gone, he's just the guardian of the gate to the demon realm, which has a really ridiculous name. It's called the Gnoongagap. So, it is kind of surprising to find out that he is actually a summoned spirit and being referred to as a summoned spirit, but it's not that big of a shock. So right there, the plot loses Dawn of the New World a few points. The voice acting is kind of rapid, varying in terms of who's good and who's bad. A lot of the old cast from the last game do not return. Off the top of my head, only Kratos, Colette, and actually only Kratos and Colette's original voice actors return, and the rest of the original cast is replaced. Oh, and Perse's original voice actor returns too. I just pulled up the list now. So 3 out of about 10. Now, I can understand maybe some weren't available, or they got a different casting director or something, or some just flat out didn't want to do it. And even from an in-story perspective, some of the changes make sense. Like, Lloyd has aged 2 years, so it's plausible his voice will have changed as he gets 2 years older, because he was only 16 or 17 in the last game, and he's 19 in this one. So I guess 17, but I think the last game takes place over the course of like a year or two. So, and they do a good job with most of the voice actors. Like, Tara Platt's Rain Sage is very close to Kari Walgren's, and Tara Sands' Genus is very close to whoever voiced Genus in the last game. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce her last name. Troy Baker's Regal is very close to Crispin Freeman's. But in the instance of a lot of characters, like Lloyd Irving, the delivery is very flat, and it really sounds like they're reading from a script. And in the case of Zelos, while his new voice actor is good, and he's good at conveying emotions and stuff, and it doesn't really sound like he's reading from a script, he tends to keep like one emotion per sentence or block of text. And I don't know if that's how he's in the original Japanese, but in the last game, Zelos was very dynamic. His emotion changed a lot. It would hop around from word to word. His voice would be really soft one minute, really high the next. It'd be really insanely, crazily all over the place. And I thought that was part of what made him so amusing, and was also part of what made him so bearable. With his new voice actor, I've honestly find Zealous to just be a perfect dumbass who I never want to speak again. All the amusement in Zealous is completely gone. However, I was incredibly happy that they kept Kratos' original voice actor, because he was the one I was concerned most about, even though he plays a very minor role in this game. The new voices, on the other hand, are very good. Johnny Young Bosch's Emil, Laura Bailey's Marta, Kyle Haber's Victor, Terrence Stone's Tenebrae. All of the new voices are great. I think they fit the characters just fine. But the new voices for old characters, for the most part, need a little work. Gameplay mechanics aren't anything too special. It's actually a little near to Tales of the Abyss's battle system, which makes sense because the team that worked on Tales of the Abyss worked on this, and the team that made Tales of Symphonia went and made Tales of Vesperia. So, after Tales of Vesperia's even more advanced battle system, this was kind of an annoyance. But it was still kind of nice to have the slightly better battle system than we had in the last game. I can't really think of anything else to say involving this game. The score is fantastic. The plot is decent, but it's not that great. I would really only pick it up if you're a fan of the last game, which honestly, that's probably the only way you would pick it up anyway. So, I'm just going to end things right here and say Dawn of the New World gets a 7.5. A solid C. An amusing game, certainly good for killing time. Nowhere near as good as its predecessor, and certainly not the best Tales game ever to be made.